On this week's episode of FR Racing's Garage Talk, we have two winners at Formula One Las Vegas.
And Michael Andretti steps away from his company that he built, and now all of a sudden, Cadillac's welcome to Formula One.
And then today is Black Friday, so we'll let you know what sales are going on.
Welcome to an all-new episode of FR Racing's Garage Talk. I'm DJ Flook.
I'm Eric Richardson.
And our guest today is just kidding. There's no guest today. It's back to us. We had 2 weeks in a row of a guest. That's a new record, I think.
Yeah, sorry, got to deal with our
Yeah,
shenanigans and worthless chatter.
we got a lot of fun planned today. It's hope everybody had a great Thanksgiving. By the time we recorded this early, that way we could edit, get it published before the Thanksgiving holiday. So hopefully everyone had a nice Thanksgiving and aren't going too overboard on your Black Friday shopping, which we'll get into in a little bit with some cool stuff that we partner with. And yeah, it's a little infomercially, but whatever.
And staying warm because depending where you're listening, it could be snowing and a little chilly.
Not here.
No. As of the recording, we have had about 5 inches of snow already.
That is unfortunate. My kids at Christmas time, they're like, "We want to go see snow. We want to go see snow." I'm like, "It's not that great."
Have they
Like,
seen snow yet?
no, they haven't. They'll be 7 in January and they've never seen snow. I haven't seen if I make it to like March of next year, it will have been 9 years since I've last seen snow.
If I could figure it out, I'll ship you some.
It'll just be cold, it'll be like cold water by the time it gets there. But the yeah, they're all on this like, oh, let's drive up and see the snow. I'm like, it's really not all that exciting. But anyway,
Yeah, if it's gonna be cold, I want it to snow.
I mean, it's like it is fun like seeing snow, and it's like just you get that fresh snow before all the tire tracks and feet have gone through it. It's quiet. Yeah, that's fun. That's like the night. You don't have anywhere to go. You don't have to go out and drive in it or deal with any of that crap. That's fun. But the moment you have to go out in it, it gets all tires and feet and gets all gross and bring it into the house. No, that's like, all right, I've had enough.
Yeah, I like driving in it, especially when it's later at night, no cars on the roads. That's when I'm always out trying to fishtail
I
it.
was about to
And
say, you start your own Formula Drift Winter League.
well, and I fully do, but here's the reason why. It's not because I'm just out having fun and being an idiot, maybe part of it, but it's also I want to do this so I know exactly how my car is going to handle if I ever get in that situation and other cars are around. I know how to drive out of it and avoid an accident. So
Fair
if a cop
enough.
ever pulls me over, like, what are you doing, dude? Like, you're out of control. No, I'm taking advantage of
It's
a
field
time to
test.
learn driving on snow and ice. There are no other cars around, so if I do get hurt, I there's nobody else. And in the future, hopefully I prevent an accident where you don't have to come out.
Sorry, officer, for going 110 miles an hour. I was just seeing how my engine would hold up when I'm driving 100.
Now I'm not doing that. I'm comfortable at speed anyway, so that'll be fine.
Should just put like a disclaimer: driver on a closed course, like they do on the commercials.
Put that as the rear bumper sticker. I'm on a closed course.
Driver on a closed course. Do not attempt.
Simulation in progress.
Oh man, that would be fun. I
We should
do.
actually look at that as a bumper sticker.
That's a good idea.
Ooh, simulation in
There you,
progress.
there
I'm
you
on a
go.
closed course.
Press to reset.
Press escape.
Send it to the worst driver you know.
That'd be funny. That'd be the one thing that starts going viral in our
Yeah, that's a
shop.
good professional driver on a closed course. Do not attempt. And then press to reset. Simulation in progress. It's good. Got
Yeah.
got some product line
We'll look at that.
brainstorming. I mean, that sure beats our last product line. We're being outrun by the pace car.
Yes.
Oh man.
Long way since then.
Yeah, yeah, a long way since then. Um, so I heard there was a race on Saturday night going into Sunday morning, depending on where you live.
Yeah, it's the Las Vegas Shenanigans Grand Prix.
That's shenanigans, is right. It
Yeah, at least science didn't rip off a manhole cover this time.
yeah. Man, how good was Mercedes this weekend?
Yeah, where'd that come from?
They don't know. It's like they don't know.
Like
It's
George
like,
Russell took I want to say the green flag, but lights out, and
yeah, I thought he was
he's
gone.
see
Yeah,
ya.
yeah, and Lewis, you know, tried to catch him at the end. I mean, if he wouldn't have started, oh man, could you imagine if he would have started like P5 or something like that, did
If he
botch
had
his
been a little
qualifying
bit
run,
closer, not P10.
and just see the two Mercedes cars fighting at the end? But they just, I said, I don't know. Is it because it's colder and the car does well in the colder weather? They don't know. I mean, it's
Yeah,
there's
it
accusations of
checked out.
cheating, of course, that have come out that no, they cheated. They did. It's like,
As
whatever.
much as I like Formula One, I'm starting to liken it to professional men's soccer. It's just all whining.
Yeah,
They get
yeah. It's
bumped
always
and then it's, oh, I'm in pain.
Red Bull did this, and then when nobody's looking, they just get up and walk away.
Like, oh, no whistle or card. Okay, I'm fine.
One of my kids did that the other day. They faked that it was like one kid bumped into the other, other goes to the ground holding the leg, sees nobody react to it at all, and they just kind of look around. And they just quietly get up and walk away. Like,
Okay,
okay.
I guess I'm good.
I'm like, wow. And I said, you should be playing soccer with a move like that.
It's funny. It's like the radio communications you hear. So and so is driving me too hard. They're trying to pass me.
Or they're just
Yeah,
trying to rat each other out
you're
there.
in a
Just
race. So
I
and
think
so
that
cut the corner. He gained 3/10 second.
I mean that's strictly what they're doing is it's theatric it is strictly theatrical that they are ratting out, it's just like they're complaining on the radio because they know people hear the radio. They know that radio gets heard. They're just trying to get the attention of race control. And it's like he cut the corner again. And then you're the engineer. Acknowledged, we saw it.
It's like middle school
Really?
kids
Yeah, it really is.
racing
It, it's like
high-powered cars.
it's like the racing equivalent of like whiny chess. It's like these strategic planning. They're planning three moves ahead, but whining about it. I don't know. That's probably not my best analogy I've come up with, but
I'm a fan of Formula One. It's fun.
yeah, I enjoy it.
It's just almost
I
comedic
actually now
to
now own
listen to
that same shirt you're wearing, and I'm glad I didn't wear. I picked up the is that the 2023 version?
I think it was last year's.
Yeah, yeah. So I
I
picked
got it on sale and it's like $25 now. It's
yeah,
like
I got it on like last call for like $14. I'm like, are you kidding? Like I don't have a rooting interest in Red Bull, but like that's a nice shirt too.
yeah,
Like
I mean it's
it's
the LA dry fit, it's nice
yeah,
for that price.
14
It's
bucks.
worth
Like
it.
you kidding me? Yeah, it's
I mean
14 bucks with like $6 shipping, and I'm like, I'll take it.
if a Williams shirt like this went on sale for that, yeah, I'm buying it.
I mean, I'll like you see these people like these content creators, and they're just like, I'm just a fan of Formula One. I'm just a fan of NASCAR, and they just they wear whatever. It's like, yeah, I have a Mercedes shirt. I know, and a Red Bull shirt. It's like I don't really have a specific rooting interest in a team, so I'm just gonna wear whatever. I don't care. I
Hmm.
have to comment though. Saturday night before things got started, Martin Brundle's grid walk was one of the cringiest things I've ever seen. Not because of Martin Brundle, but everything else about it.
Yeah, the whole intro to the grid walk,
Yeah, with
I
Bruce
was like,
Buffer.
what are we watching?
Yeah, it's like that. Well, of course you had to get Bruce Buffer involved.
Then even we're on a boat, we're on a plane, we're jumping out of a
Yeah,
helicopter.
there's Danica Patrick jumping out of a helicopter. I didn't know Martin Brundle was a helicopter pilot, but learned that something that.
Oh,
Uh,
Vegas. It's always about the theatrics.
yeah, and it's just like people are just like coming up to him and like, it was like Bernie Ecclestone's daughter is over there. He's like, oh, I'm going this way. It's just his classic like, nah, get away. And
The
then somebody else cuts it.
best line of the entire night.
What you're gonna say?
Yeah, you know where I'm
I
going.
know exactly where you're going with this.
Somebody goes, "Hey, Jenny McCarthy's over here." He goes, "That's okay."
That's okay, and just keeps on walking. Well, I
That
guess
was just cold. It was
I
hilarious.
so somebody
No offense to anybody there, but just funny.
that the somebody said, and I didn't notice this. I have to go back and watch it, but I guess like Jenny McCarthy was in the background of the grid walk, like trying to like get her, get her face on the camera and like just allegedly, this is what I'm, what I've been told by multiple sources on social media that she was like trying to get their attention and trying to get in the background of the camera shots and like come talk to me, and then Martin's like, no, not no. Then he walked past what's his face, Gordon Ramsay, who's
He's like,
just,
I talk to him all the time.
he goes, I
I
talked to
want
him
somebody
enough.
else.
And then he can't find anybody. Then he runs into Jerry Bruckheimer finally, which like that's a good find. I'd like to talk to Jerry Bruckheimer. I mean, he's had
What's a
his,
new film coming?
yeah. Which, did you see the clip? I think I sent it to you. Brad Pitt after the accident,
Yeah.
the slow motion,
Spoiler.
like the slow motion, like walk over and he just like falls on.
Yeah, it's almost like any F1 highlight you have to put spoiler alert because I feel like we're gonna have seen this entire movie
Yeah,
by the time it actually comes out.
that's exactly what it is saying. It's just from all these race day clips that get filmed. It's like we kind of know what this is going to happen in this movie just because they're filming it right out there in the open. And
Yeah, it is cool. They're filming it right in front, traveling along with the series.
I still think my favorite moment is they filmed a scene where the drivers are like walking to their cars, and the drivers aren't really like outside of Brad Pitt and his co-star, and I'm drawing a blank on what his name is. The scene was supposed to be on them, and then you have like Carlos Sainz who like purposely like put himself right into the background of the shot, walking with them, and he's like, "Hey, I'm in this too."
This movie is either going to end up being pretty good and like a solid racing movie, or it's going to be terrible and along the lines of Driven.
I mean, has Jerry Bruckheimer failed us in a movie? I mean, there's definitely some that are better than others. Like I like Days of Thunder, but is Days of Thunder really a good movie? I
No,
mean,
Days of Thunder is terrible. It's just a cult classic.
right, yeah. Let me see. Let's pull up some Jerry Bruckheimer. So Jerry Bruckheimer did Top Gun, Bad Boys, Treasure, Beverly Hills Cop, Flashdance, The Rock, Crimson Tide, Con Air.
Crimson Tide's a great movie.
Yes, it is. Armageddon. I need to watch it. I haven't seen it again. Enemy of the State, Pearl Harbor, Black Hawk Down,
So
Pirates of
many
the
just
Caribbean,
fantastic
which I think I
movies.
said. So it's like he's had a really good, like this isn't like with Driven, you look at like the production behind it, and then they interviewed Sylvester Stallone. I guess he waved the checkered flag on
Yeah.
Saturday night. They interviewed Stallone, and immediately the first thing I say to you, and they interview Stallone, Joe Tanto. For those who haven't seen Driven, um, which is many of you.
I still want to find the movie. I always want to just watch it again.
Well, it's available. So Apple sold it, had it on sale for $4.99. I bought it because like $5. But apparently, if you download I think it's the Pluto TV app, you can watch it for free.
Hmm. I might have to do
At
that.
least at one point you were. I will double check this, but yeah, it was. I watched it. I don't know, about a year ago. Seeing, is it really that bad? Yeah, it's really that bad. And it was supposed to be Formula One, but they're so secretive about everything that they had to abandon that premise and move it over to kart.
It was funny too. Did you notice on the grid walk, he's coming up, I think it's behind Verstappen's car, and the crew members kind of move and shift so they're blocking the camera view of the rear wing. You seem to like kind of shuffle. They're not
Yeah,
looking at it.
the 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 rear wing that Helmut Marko said they brought the wrong wing, and Christian Horner said no, that was the wing we were supposed to bring. I mean, you look at the cast of Driven, and it's just like it shouldn't have been that bad, but it
It's
was.
been a long time since I've seen it, so it's
It's
time.
bad. I mean, some of the people in there, like, I don't know if they did anything beyond. Like, here's the thing. So, one of the worst people in the movie Driven was Jimmy Bly, the main driver, his brother, who is his agent or manager or whatever. And he was played by Robert Sean Leonard. And Robert Sean Leonard was the main guy in the Dead Poets Society, which is probably one of the best movies I think I've ever seen. And
The few I haven't seen.
you never saw it in high school? I feel like every year in English class after freshman year, like I they showed Dead Poets Society at least once.
If they did, that might have been a class I slept through.
Uh, but I one year, I had a teacher who went on maternity leave halfway through, so we had a sub like half the semester. And I think we watched Dead Poets Society like 10 times during the semester. So I hit the cough button. So Robert Sean Leonard is like really bad. Like he's like overacting this whole role in Driven, being this like dramatic role of like the brother who's trying to like get him, motivate his brother, and it just does not. It's not good. But Dead Poets Society, uh, I think Robin Williams was nominated for like an Academy Award for that. I mean, he didn't win one until Good Will Hunting, which I just saw that for the first time recently. Actually, have
It's
you?
a good movie.
It's a really good movie. I don't know why it took me 20 years to see it. But yeah, if you look at the cast of Dead Poet Society, it's Robin Williams, um, Robert Sean Leonard, as I mentioned in there. A young Ethan Hawke is in the movie. Let's see. Who else? Oh, Kurtwood Smith, who is Red Foreman in that 70s show and in a bunch of other. He's the bad guy in RoboCop. He's like great in everything he does. He was actually played the guy's dad. Uh, who else was in here? Yeah, it's just. Oh, I guess Sam Waterston from Law and Order, his son was in the movie as well, and I think that was like the only movie his son ever made. But his dad did all right with those Law and Order checks over like 30 years or whatever he
Yeah,
was on.
that show's still around.
Yeah, well, they canceled it and then they brought it back like a couple years later, and he came out of retirement. He's like 80 something now, and he like comes out of retirement to do like a couple more seasons of Law and Order. But anyway, um back to the race. Once it finally got started, um a lot of lockups. I mean, in practice and qualifying, there were a lot of lockups. It was cold. Not as cold for the race. Like it was 60 degrees when it started, but
Yeah, warmer than what they were expecting.
I mean it was down in the 40s during FP2 on Friday night or Thursday night rather.
And then there was a little bit of a question mark if Williams would actually put two cars on the grid.
Oh God.
Pinto
That was just a oops
smoked
moment.
that wall.
Yeah. And then cut to James Foles, who's just kind of sitting there like, no, I can't.
But they rebuilt the car again. I
I
saw a
saw
Family Guy meme earlier today. Maybe you saw it too. It's like Peter Griffin shooting up a barn, then it gets rebuilt immediately. Then he throws a rocket launcher at it, blows it up. rebuilt immediately. And it's
The
like drivers, Williams crew.
the one I saw was a comic of a guy in a job interview, and it said like, "We asked for 7 years of experience, but you only have 1 year of experience. Why should we hire you?" Well, I was a Williams mechanic. And the next slide, the guy goes, "You're hired."
Rebuilding a car every weekend.
Oh man, yeah. They're probably the most well-trained mechanics of the in the garage. Ooh,
It's funny. Just seeing their reactions are like,
just every single one of them. Oh no, not again. And then Alex
never that
Albon,
night.
I don't know what happened to him, but he they're just like, let's retire the car. Let's get out of here. Pierre Gasly's car started smoking.
Yeah, so I'm like, oh, he's blowing up.
I thought we were gonna get a safety car, but it's like, nope, he blows up right in front of the pit entrance.
Yeah, lucky timing on that. Saw another meme. It's Christian Bale from Ford versus Ferrari, where everybody else is celebrating and it's just him, and it's like George Russell, Max Verstappen. Then it's the one George Russell fan. He just tips the cap.
George Russell. Oh yeah.
Great drive, and it's like, what do you remember about Las Vegas? Max won. Who won the race? I don't know.
Yeah, they showed this like clip of George standing next to his car going like this, pumping it, and they said, Max, George wins third race of his career. And then it shows Max sitting in the car. Max wins fourth straight world championship. He's like, what does this button do?
It,
Have you seen his interviews though? Like as they went on, he was getting progressively more and more drunk as he was doing live TV.
yeah, that's awesome.
Oh man, I don't know about like that is the absolute best slash worst, depending on your perspective, place to clinch a world championship.
Yeah.
That
George Russell's like, we're staying tonight. We're not leaving. As much as I want to hate Vegas, the on-track racing is actually like one of the best of the entire
it
season.
it was, and if they would come down in pricing a little bit more, maybe I will drag my family up there to that. It sounds like they've quietly, I mean, it was a 3 year deal originally, but it sounds like they may have quietly extended it through 2030, I believe. So maybe we'll go down there in a couple of years and drag the family down there and we'll
Yeah,
go
just that
see.
price point needs to come down.
I mean, it's a form. I mean, it's an expensive Formula One price point, but I'm not surprised in the slightest. Remember when you could go to Vegas and stay in the crappy hotels on the strip for $29 a night, and it's
Mhm.
like I went one summer and stayed at Harrah's for like $33 a night with like a $7 resort fee. It's like
And
probably the
then
resort fee is $50 alone a day.
I think it's gone now, but it's going there and spending half the night at O'Shady's.
O'Shea's, you mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, O'Shady's. I see what you're doing there. Yeah, they like they demolished it when they built that whole like the Ferris wheel and that, and they built up a new one. It's like no, the dumpy, crappy one is what made that place special. Yeah, they'd have like the beer pong tournaments in the back.
Yeah.
What? All right, do you have an O'Shea's moment that stands out? I have one that.
No, just other than playing games and hanging out there one night.
So I was with a friend of mine and we were playing Let It Ride poker. The one where you start and you can like back out like a bet. Yeah. So we're sitting there playing and there's like a cover band playing and the lead singer of the band is like, anybody have any requests? And the guy sitting next to me at the table just turns around and goes, Robert Palmer, play some Robert Palmer. I'm like, well, that's pretty random. And the lead singer's like, okay. So he starts playing the Get It On Bang a Gong, which Robert Palmer covered. It was not the original artist of that song. And he starts shouting at the band. He goes, He didn't write that song. You're covering you're a cover band covering a cover. He's like getting irritated with the cover band playing behind us. I'm just sitting there dying laughing at this guy. And I'm just like, Robert Palmer. I'm like, that's good. I like that. I feel
Yeah.
like a cover band needs to have like a Robert Palmer song in their repertoire because one, if they know who it is, people are just gonna be incredibly confused when they start playing like uh jeez, now I'm drawing a blank. Yeah, not jeez. He had the Simply Irresistible as like the second one, and then they had the Doctor Bad Case of Loving You was the other one. And then what was his biggest hit called?
I couldn't tell you.
My brain is just dead. Apple Music, bail me out here. Robert Palmer, and I'm gonna smack myself when I Addicted to Love. Yeah, 80s pop right there. Uh,
Of music genres, the 80s, I'm terrible at because I don't listen to it.
I,
There's some
I'm
80s rock in there, but after that, it's like a lost decade.
I, I'm
Similar
like
to the 70s.
for me like the 90s like hands down and away like 90s.
Yeah, that's
uh
what we go with.
yeah, I mean that was our peak childhood years, so the radio was on wherever we went. We know, we'll dig some bands out of the 90s that people like, who? Yeah.
Yeah, I can do that.
I feel like after we left high school and I wasn't listening to the radio like every day, that's when I kind of like lost track of music.
Yeah, I mean, it was fun just listening to the X and getting bands like Marvelous 3 and Local H and
Local H. I
DJs
listen
like,
to
oh man, I remember them.
I listen to Local H today actually. Uh what else did I Oh, I listened to the Blue Monday cover by Orgy. Remember that one?
And they covered what, George Michael.
That wasn't the original, was it? No. Blue Monday was who was it?
Orgy covered it.
Yeah, they covered it, but it was some like 80s like British new wave. New Order was the name of the band.
No, I'm thinking, oh geez,
You're thinking of Faith.
yeah, Limp
Limp
Bizkit did
Bizkit
that one.
covered that. You're thinking of Limp Bizkit actually.
Neither of those, like all the 80s music like that, all sounds the same. And I
So
don't
many of
listen
those
to it.
90s, early 2000s, you find out were like 80s like pop hits, and you're like, that was a cover song.
Yeah, listen to some of Disturbed and Marilyn Manson covers, and it's all
You know,
80s
Marilyn
pop.
Manson covering Sweet Dreams Are Made of These, and Disturbed covering, Genesis Land of Confusion.
And you got Shout in there,
Oh man, that's good
Tainted
stuff.
Love, Soft Cell.
Yeah, what was I did have some Buck Cherry on my playlist.
I just heard that song the other night.
That was one of my friends was one of my friends suggested to me, and I do not recommend watching this music video. But one of my friends suggested that next year for Halloween that my family should do a family themed costume where we all get the like squirrel costumes from the Bloodhound Gang, the Bad Touch music video.
I thought those were monkeys.
Are they monkeys?
Ain't the
Whatever.
monkeys.
Okay, they're monkeys
I
then.
was gonna say, are you going bad touch here?
Yeah. Okay, so monkeys, not squirrels, monkeys. Excuse me. Again, like I said, I have been down since Saturday. You can tell I don't sound 100% here. My brain is definitely not 100%. It's never 100%. Anyway, yeah, closing out on Las Vegas, Charles LeClerc was pretty upset.
Not happy with his teammate.
Not happy with his team.
Well,
Like
Sainz wasn't happy either. He's coming in the box and you're like, nope, stay out. I'm like,
just kidding.
why
And
did
they're
I
like,
not come in? We weren't ready.
he's just like, come on, guys. Yeah, and then
Sainz not giving the spot back. Like, what do I care? I have 2 races left.
Leclerc's like, uh, Carlos is not going to challenge you. And then like the next lap, he passes him, and yeah, he's like, maybe you should say it in Spanish.
And Carlos is like, you guys are kicking me out for Sir Lewis.
So Lewis,
I'm helping you win or go after the constructors. So what are you gonna do? Fire me?
who do you think walks away with the constructors?
I don't know. Right now, it's looking maybe Ferrari.
I feel like Red Bull's kind of out of it.
Checo scored a point.
He got a point, a point.
One.
I just, I just, I don't know. Like what happened to Checo? Like he's not that bad. I mean, he's not an elite driver by any means, but he's not that bad.
I think it's the car.
I mean, it's definitely more suited to Max's style. Like that's pretty clear.
I think the car is developed around Max, and it was a superior car last year. So it kind of hid some of those other flaws.
Mhm.
I think there are some mistakes that he makes at times that really bites him. But we've heard him say it, and even Toto called out Horner. Like, you have a driver who's been calling out these cars' issues since last year, and now this year, even Max is like, yeah, this car has problems. And since it's not set up to his driving style, it is going to make it hard.
Yeah.
And then you look at mid-pack Formula One, you get DRS trains, and you can't pass.
I mean, you saw how Lewis just going from 10th to like 7th. It took him a long time just to get through that. Once he was clear, then he was flying, but it took him a while to just clear that mid-pack group.
It'd almost be fun to see him take away DRS.
Or make the restriction like half a second instead of a full second. That could be interesting. Just
Yeah, do something. And then McLaren finally had their flex wing taken away.
yep. Yeah, that seems to have hurt them.
Yeah, a little bit. We'll see more with these next couple races if they can get back up front, then maybe. But if they're kind of back mid pack again, then
Hello, Ferrari.
yeah,
I saw there was something. I can't remember if it was last. I think it was last year actually when they were in Austin. Somebody gave Charles LeClerc the Texas flag, but it wasn't the Texas flag. It was the flag for the country of Chile, which is very similar, but it's just in the Texas flag. The star is like the left half of the flag. In Chile, it's just the top corner. So he's doing this bit, or he's holding up a country of Chile flag and thinking he has a Texas state flag in his
no.
like,
Where's your PR person? Come on.
classic Ferrari right there.
It really is. Hey, let's box. We don't have tires out here.
Who was it? There was somebody pit and they didn't have tire. Was it one of the Aston Martins? Think where like they came in unexpectedly and they're like crew's like he's already at the pit box and the crew's just running out of the garage with the tires.
For as good as Formula One is supposed to be, they make a lot of just dumb mistakes.
Really dumb mistakes.
Like, you don't see IndyCar, you don't see them ever go, yeah, don't pit yet. We're not ready. Or the car comes in, you're like, what are you doing?
But yeah,
NASCAR, you don't see that.
you don't see that in either one of those. I
I
mean, the
mean,
problem
not,
with NASCAR sometimes is they don't get the gun on right, and they don't get the lug nut on the tire, and the
yeah,
tire
you
goes all
don't
the
get
way up.
the nut all the way on or the jack slips. Like, you get that, but that's gonna happen.
Yeah, yeah, especially when you're running around like you are.
I think
For
every
Formula One, you have like 10 people standing out there. Like, oh, it's only 1.8 seconds. Like, yeah, I mean, NASCAR could do that too if you had, three people set up around each tire,
Yeah, I
whatever
mean,
it is.
NASCAR, you have five guys over the wall moving stuff. I think every car this year had at least one wheel nut come off
Yeah.
or have to come back in because of a loose tire.
You know what? I almost forgot. I forgot how close Kurt Busch was to blowing it in 2004 in the final race. And they played a clip of him at Homestead, and he's coming into pit, and his tire just went, just his front right. I think it was one of his right side tires fell right off, and it wasn't a lug nut issue. It was just the whole center part of the tire just sheared right off. It just there went his tire, and the tire goes out onto the track. Caution comes out, obviously. He pits, gets his new tire. He's back out, still on the lead lap.
Yeah, for Formula One, talking about how they're the crown jewel of motorsport racing, some of their teams make some bad mistakes.
Oh yeah, a
Oh, and
lot of
speaking
the
of which,
drivers make bad
before we
mistakes.
drop Formula One, there's an 11th team coming.
I was having a discussion with somebody about that today. Formula One is so against Michael Andretti for whatever reason that he quits as head of his own team, and now all of a sudden, hmm, okay.
Yeah, and now we're hey, Cadillac is on the way in.
So apologies for the technical difficulties. This kind of chopped. We're back in. So Michael Andretti, whatever he did to make Formula One mad or think that he wasn't good enough, he quits the job as team principal, and now all of a sudden, hey, okay, this whole profit sharing and splitting between 11 teams, not so bad. And we have a GM Cadillac entry coming in 2026.
I
After
wonder
all,
if they just didn't like the name for whatever reason or
so the
thought it
rumor
was
I
too much
read,
arrogance coming with it, which is
well,
really hard to do.
I mean, if you want to talk about like extreme motorsports arrogance, Formula One was one to talk. But the rumor is Formula One sees themselves as they want their teams to be associated with the major automakers. And there's there's no question. Cadillac is a symbol of luxury. It's a symbol of prestige. GM is a massive, you know, one of the world's largest automakers. It's a global brand. And, having the brand of Cadillac in there and calling it the team Cadillac Racing, Cadillac F1, that's what they want to see. You've got Mercedes, you've got Aston Martin, you've got Cadillac now. Red Bull is with Ford. You got Ferrari. It's McLaren. You've got these fine automobile companies competing against each other, and that's what they want.
Well, and even with like
Audi
likes
will be
of
coming in 2026. It's
Red Bull, even if you take away that Ford partnership, it Red Bull is a massive entity
yeah,
that does literally everything.
yeah. I mean,
And they're all over motorsports as well.
Red Bull is a global brand, but yeah, they didn't want the name. It's like they didn't want the name, and Michael wanted the name, and all of a sudden he quits, and now everybody's okay. Let's go. Michael's out.
And I could maybe understand it too if you look at it from the aspect of there's probably going to be more stability behind a car brand like Cadillac that's been around for generations, where you look at some of these individual owners that they come and go in IndyCar, they come and go in NASCAR. We've seen teams get sold in Formula One. So I can maybe understand some of that aspect, just that stability of keeping cars on the grid.
So it'll be interesting too, because I guess McLaren is technically McLaren Mercedes, so it's not like the McLaren car company, so to speak. Williams is another Williams Mercedes. It's I mean I see what they're doing. It sucks because it's like Andretti's are like one of the first families of just global motorsports. Has their name kind of fallen off in recent years? Probably. They're not the dominating force in IndyCar. And
Yeah, it's been
IndyCar is
Ganassi
diminished as
and
a
Penske
brand.
for how
Yeah,
long?
yeah, for sure. But it's like, Mario. Yeah, there's a reason why when people are driving like maniacs on the road to this day, that people will be like, "Hey, slow down there, Mario." It's like
Yep.
there's only one Mario they're referring to here.
It is not Mario of Mario and Luigi.
You're thinking of any other Mario you could, and that's the only one you could think of.
It's the first one that comes to mind. I know a couple other Marios, but definitely not global
Right. Yeah.
brands.
I mean, I guess Mario, the video game, actually might be a bigger brand than Mario Andretti
It
right now.
probably is.
Yeah.
Because that
Anyway,
is Nintendo.
hey, Mario Kart. There you go. Anyway, so moving on real quick before we wrap. Black Friday is here, and we want to highlight some of our partners and thank some of our partners we worked with this year and talk about some of the, this is very infomercially, I know, but we want to thank some of our partners, and starting with Extreme Sim Racing, extremesimracing.com. We got links to everything. Their affiliate links. We're partnered with them. You click a link, you buy something, we take a little commission. It helps us keep this operation going, and we it grows helps us grow our operation and build out our content, and offer more programs, and uh and continue to grow our mission. And I really appreciate everybody who supported us over the years, but especially Extreme Sim Racing, who we jumped in pretty early on
Mhm.
with them. And I made a purchase this week. I
I'm jealous.
Yeah, I
I
know.
want to as well.
I the they they're having sales with their rigs where you can save as much as 60% off the rig package. Through the end of the month, they have, you buy a seat, and they take a ridiculous amount off the rig, of all their particular models. And if you're looking to get into Sim Magic, they have sale packages where you can get if you're looking to upgrade from that G920 or that G29, you can upgrade to that Sim Magic and get into the P1000. You get a wheelbase with it, the different kind of wheels. And there's, if you're into Formula Drift, you're into GT driving, there's a package for you. So check them out, Extreme Sim Racing. I'll be over Christmas time building my brand new, get this model right. This is the chassis 3.0 setup. I'll be mounting this seat so I don't have to slide a desk chair up there anymore.
And Extreme was also gracious to
Yes.
donate some items to our charity race last January.
Yeah, they donated 5 of their
Last
portable
January?
wheel stands, and they gave away as our grand prize their AX80 extruded aluminum uh, rig. Uh, Amazing.
So some great stuff, great partners.
Proud to work with them. They're based out of Brazil. They have a US operation in Florida. They work with Rick Motek, and we're very they make, the wheel stand I have. It's just I've evolved. I'm ready to move on. I'm gonna, I don't have a ton of space in this room, but we're gonna go ahead and go to the full setup. But their wheel stand, the SVT2 version 2, is rock solid. My only complaint is it's so heavy. When I was moving it under my desk every week, it was a workout in itself to move it under the desk. It was like 35 pounds for just the wheel stand. But then I moved it into the corner. I put the monitor stand on it, and the integrated monitor stand, and then got the keyboard, and then the gear shifter, which I put a mouse pad on and used it as a big mouse pad instead. But it is time to upgrade, so I'm looking forward to that. And you can save some money if you're looking to get into a rig or get into some of that Sim Magic. So the promo code through Black, no, well, they're calling it Black November, is BF 2024 2. There's a typo actually in some of their advertising where they just say BF 2024. Yeah. So save some money, upgrade your equipment. Um, Eric, we both are regular users of this next product, our good friends at Rogue Energy.
Yep.
Uh, So for Rogue Energy's Black Friday deal, they have buy one get one free tubs,
It's a
which
great deal on those.
that's a really great deal. Like, a tub will last you a month, and it's
And when you
cheaper
can
than
get a
one.
deal like that, it lines up to maybe $1 a drink,
Yeah, it's not even
a
that.
little less.
Even with our sale price or our normal promo code, you're looking at, it depends. Some of them with the different formula, some of them are 40 servings, some of them are 30 servings, but yeah, you're under $1 a drink, and that's it's cheaper than a certain energy drink on your shirt.
Yes,
That and it's good
cheaper than
stuff.
soda.
It is, and it's not, well, I mean, nothing's good for you, but
And
it's
actually
better.
use what the stevia for the sugar.
Yep. So yeah, buy one get one free tubs, 50 excuse me, 50% off starter kits.
That's a
And
really good deal. You get to try out 5 different samples plus get a shaker. Usually, what, 16, $17. You can get them $8
yeah,
plus the
and
whatever the shipping may be.
every once in a while when they put a new flavor out, they'll send you a free shaker. So I have like 5 or 6 shakers in my cabinet that I've never used. Well, not all of them, but it's yeah, I've got a collection of Rogue Energy shakers that I've picked up over the years. So the last one special they have is if you buy gift cards. If you buy a $50 gift card, you will get a $5 bonus gift card. So you can give that $50 to somebody and keep the $5 for yourself. If you buy a $100 gift card, you get a $10 bonus gift card. 150, you get 15, and then if you get $200 in gift cards, you get a $20 gift card. So that's a cool little promotion that shop sends some Rogue Energy gift cards to people. So moving on, the Formula One and NASCAR shops have sales all through the month, and I actually made a purchase that is en route right now.
Hey, you picked up one of these, didn't you?
I did buy that. I got
Did
that
you get your Joey Logano championship shirt too?
no, not the shirt, but the sign, the 11 by
Oh, there
17
you go.
sign. So it's gonna go above the door when it gets here in a couple of days.
Are you
So
gonna get the other sign that says this won me a 1200 plus 1200 bet?
plus 1200 winner. I did buy a die cast. Joey
That's it.
Logano. I did buy a right from Joey Logano's shop. He had a 22% off sale for his championship. And if you buy right from Logano himself, you can pay, like, you buy a 124 scale die cast and you pay $30 extra, he'll autograph it for you before they send it out.
For $30, that's actually a really
Yeah,
good
that's
price.
a really good price. So yeah, I went ahead and had it. I said if he hits for me, I will buy the die cast. So it's actually gonna go ahead and replace the Johnny Benson Pennzoil with another Pennzoil uh, in the display case right there.
Speaking of little diecasts, I'll have to look for the Kyle Larson Brickyard this year, but I did pick up the Chris Buescher win from Michigan.
Oh, that, yeah, the race you attended.
Yep, I was at that race, so it's like, yeah, I was there. I need that car. So I'll look for Kyle Larson's this year in the Brickyard.
And
You've
our
been drinking out of something.
I have so our Frost Buddy, they have a so this is a really good can cooler. They have different sizes, but yeah, this some of the other ones that are on the market are only for will hold tall boys and like regular size, but this one actually has a better lip on it that you can actually put the thin cans in there as well. You want to put your Red Bull instead. You can put that in here as well. And I need to wash the inside of this. I just noticed that's gross. Um, keep your drinks cool, but they are running a 30% off site wide sale. No promo code, just go buy whatever, and they're going to give you a 30% off. And they have partnerships with colleges, they have professional teams, and for the racing enthusiast, there's a Hendrick Motorsports collection out now.
Yeah, wide range. They're constantly adding schools. And check them out on TikTok and social media.
I have
Their
not,
videos are actually
I
hilarious.
have not checked out their TikTok.
And they have different, that's just one of the sizes. That's what the Universal.
Yeah.
They
Mhm.
have a Universal XL, which can fit your 20-ounce bottles. They have to-go cups.
Oh yeah, this will do your 12-ounce glass bottles too.
So wide variety.
So check them out, Frost Buddy. Simply Safe, we partnered with early this year. I protect my home because if you're gonna own a home and invest in a gaming PC and your sim rig and your racing equipment, like you need to protect your property from theft, from fire, from flood, and I'm a proud user of Simply Safe. I have been a Simply Safe customer going on almost 9 years now. Very easy to install. It's all wireless. Yeah, the sensors, you just have to change out batteries every couple of years, really. And it's very easy to install. Integrates with like certain door locks that you can turn your alarm on. It'll lock all your doors for you. They've got cameras available. They're running some of the lowest prices for a package. So, and also too, most homeowners insurance will give you a discount once you activate the monitoring service. They'll give you a certificate. You send it to your insurance agent, and they'll cut a little bit off of your homeowner's premium for having a security system in your house too. I mean, it's not enough to completely offset the cost, but still, hey, protect your home and save some money. Simply Safe.
Sounds
That's
like a
who
good deal.
it is. A good deal. It's who I ran on the side of my Indy car all season. So that was the Simply Safe car. Last but not least, a company that Eric and I both trust. Oh, I was queuing you up.
Oh, yeah, it's been a day.
It has been a day.
Oh, which one is it we're going with?
Tifosi.
Oh, the eyewear.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's one I pretty much wear all the time.
They
Always sitting right by me. Got the blue light gaming glasses.
I don't know where mine went. It must have fallen on the floor.
They're out and about being worn, but I've had a few different ones.
And I've had a pair of Tifosi sunglasses, and they're not the highest end model by any means. Going on, actually, I bought it right after we started working with them in 2021. They were one of our first partners that we worked with, and I still wear that same pair of sunglasses. And they they're a little bit scratched up. There's a little bit of UV fading on the side of it, just from the Arizona sun here, where the UV is 90% of the summer. But they hold up well. I have dropped them. I have kicked them on accident. It's the growing up as a soccer player, when things fall to your feet, your instinct is to try to catch it with your foot. And I was not a very good soccer player. So most of the time I end up kicking things, and I've done that to a phone once where I tried to catch my phone on my foot and ended up kicking it across the parking lot. And I have done that with my Tifosi glasses. And you know what? They're still in one piece. They're a great product.
Yeah,
Uh,
I've dropped them and banged them around and they've fallen, but they're still great. I like them. And for the price point, I
oh
like
yeah,
them just as much as I like my Oakleys.
yeah,
And
oh yeah, and they have higher end models too that are up in the Oakley price range. Or a company out of Georgia, great group of people. So you can save 50%, 15% off orders up to $50. From $50 to $99, you could save 25%, and then $100 plus, you'll save 30% until December 1st. And they will be running promotions throughout the month of December, but make sure you get your orders in early so you have them in time for Christmas. That's Tifosi Optics.
my next pair of sunglasses are going to be from them again. So check them out.
I keep thinking I need to order a new pair, but I'm like, these are fine.
Yeah,
Look,
they keep coming out with fun stuff. And I had to get one of the neon collection here recently. And it's like, do I need them? No. Do I want them? Yep.
yeah, my wife was a big Ray-Ban fan, and she switched over to Tifosi after we picked up our partnership, and that's all she wears now.
Yeah, good looking glasses for very affordable
But
price.
yeah, yep. At least look like you have the Oakleys on without paying the Oakley price.
Exactly.
All right. So on that note, thank you for tuning in as always. I think we're gonna do one more episode this season or this year.
Yeah, I think we're gonna jump in after the Formula One finale.
Oh, that would be 2 weeks from now.
I'm not sure. We
Ah,
went through a couple different things.
one episode, two. I don't know. We're gonna take much of December off because we need a little bit of downtime through the holidays to get ready again. Because once the dash picks up in early January, we got to be ready. I got a lot of changes that we need to not like league changes, but we're gonna do some graphic updates, give that a refresh. Try to personalize the broadcast, step it up. It's like we're pushing 100 viewers a week, and we want to push that and take that to the next level. So again, as always, thank you for tuning in. Thanks for watching. Thanks for listening wherever you may be. Thanks for putting up with my obnoxious, horrible, sick voice, and even my not sick voice, which is almost as obnoxious.
Thanks for tuning in. Be sure to follow us along on Spotify and wherever you get your favorite podcasts at. And until next time, take care.